Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. Right, we're watching Bitcoin right now as it hit my target perfectly. So my target right here from the symmetrical triangle breakout. Remember, symmetrical triangles are continuation patterns, meaning that once you see an uptrend, you start seeing a symmetrical triangle, it is more likely to break to the upside, and that's exactly what happened. So if we place my breakout right here, we did hit that spot exactly. So right here at this moment, we did come into resistance, and that was pretty strong resistance too, because it is at the $36,000 area. So we did not have a nice curvature. We're having a retest. So I do expect this to come back down here to these lower levels within the next day. Back down here to this 3,500 to this probably 35,500, because this was a previous high right here. So back in this area, I do see a retest happening, and that is not a bad thing, because we do see that we overall, if we zoom out, let's go on a higher time frame, just because it's a lot of noise if we look at a lower time frame on just a bunch of price action right here. But like I've been talking about for the last week or so, we have this huge gigantic W pattern that has been making its way right here, and now we're just starting to have this retest here, which is what we really need. We really need that retest, and this right here is critical support, because it was such big resistance in the last couple of weeks. All right, hello everybody, hello. Yeah, we can check Polygon right now. Let's check Polygon. But right now, Bitcoin is looking still pretty good. We're just having a classic retest. You know, like we ran into some pretty strong resistance. So that's why I was saying that 36K would be pretty strong resistance, because if you just look back here, we've been fighting within this zone for quite a while. Let me just take away the Bollinger Bands real quick. But if I draw just a perfect line in the middle, you can see that we've been struggling to stay either above or below 36K. And so that's where we found our resistance. But if we retest back here and then come back up, we can definitely retest 37,500 or 37,750. So that's what's in the cards. But let's check Polygon. Yeah, you know what? It kind of does look like it, but it looks like we might have another... yeah, some more sideways action, because let's look on the 1 hourly. Yeah, in this case, let's look. I'm gonna use my fib retrace. So I can either do it from here to here, and then right now it's holding that 0.382, so it has to stay above this 0.382. So it has to stay above $1.16. So right now it's above it, so it's looking pretty good. We could have another bounce up, and that could be our next wave. So yeah, it's looking pretty good, you know, as long as it holds this area, because we could see a nice move to the top, come back down, and then a next move up. The reason why I'm not really saying it's a bear flag in this case is just because we do have a lot more trading and sideways action, but we are retesting this area right here of the breakout point, because you see how let's just zoom in a little bit more. You see how we do have this symmetrical triangle here. Oh, right here. So we're having this pattern, or you can even extend it a little bit further out like this. Yeah, we had this pattern. We broke out. We moved up here. We found a lot of resistance here, which I noted was $1.21. And so we came up to here, almost hit $1.24, and came back down here. So if we hold this area here above $1.16, then we can keep going up further. And that also does depend on Bitcoin's price, but it is looking still pretty good. It still looks like it's maintaining its uptrend potential because of this 0.382. Remember, once it starts going past the 50% of the move, the 0.5 right here below 114, then we can expect it to go down a little bit more, down to the golden pocket at around $1.10 and $1.11. But right now it's still holding that, and we have a nice bullish wick, right? So we have this this wick right here going all the way down here to $1.15, but that 0.382 did hold it as support, because we found a bunch of wicks here to the downside. So we can keep moving up further. And what targets will we expect if we go to swing high, swing low? we do see that that $1.21 is going to be really strong resistance. So I think that we're actually going to keep trading sideways here, multiple retests until we can probably make a bullish pattern, either a symmetrical triangle, right? Higher and lower lows, lower highs and higher lows, right? So this triangle apex, or we can make an ascending triangle, which is just horizontal resistance and then higher lows. So either one of those works, but we still are looking at an uptrend. The uptrend is still maintained for Polygon. So it's still looking good. And overall, we have been testing this multiple times right here. Tested, retest, this $1.20 area. I've been saying it's been pretty crucial. And if we even zoom out more, that's just a giant, it looks like a giant W as well. So every one of these, I'm just guessing, I haven't seen a lot of these other altcoins today, but they're all still in that macro W reversal bottom pattern. And it looks like they're just going to be up here retesting this area of resistance right here. So my guess is they're going to keep trading at this point, retest. And once we see that retest, like we see a breakout, even if the breakout goes super high, it's still eventually going to come back down here and retest this area until it comes up further here to retest that $1.50 area. But Polygon is still making a pretty strong move. Pretty strong move to the upside. Like if we just said like what is this? 3 days ago was that $1? Like I was saying too before, $1 is a nice entry point because we can see when we had our first initial breakout, that $1 was super strong support. So it's looking good for Polygon. You know, we are still just retesting that strong area of resistance right here multiple times. So I just see that we trading sideways for a bit. We are coming down here from the RSI. We were very overbought, but this is just the 1 hourly. If you look on the 4 hourly, let's see where we're at on the RSI. Yeah, we're in a little bit of the overbought region, so we could trade a little bit further down. So expect sideways trading. Remember, if we're trading a little further down, doesn't mean that we're going to be dropping in price, but just consolidation. You know, until Bitcoin finally retests that critical support, like I was talking about. It retests it, and then it can just shoot up to that $39,000 price target. But I already hit my $36,000 price target. But ultimately, the price target for the double bottom is $39,000. All right. So yeah. So let's look at Bitcoin. I just want to look at the Bitcoin shorts too because we are back to the lows. So look at all these people getting wrecked. Like that's what happens when you short Bitcoin, even if it's in a prolonged downtrend. That's what I don't get. A lot of people, they don't short or long Bitcoin until it's already too late. And that's one of the hard lessons to learn when you're trading crypto is, you know, or even anything in general, just trading any asset is getting in beforehand. And the way you do that is by just drawing patterns, waiting for the right time, waiting for pullbacks. That was probably the hardest thing for me to do, was waiting for pullbacks when I first started trading. But now it's just, you know, secondhand, right? It just happens. And even if you wait for the pullback and it never comes, it's fine. You know, just move on to something else. Look at another chart, look at something else. You know, you never lose if you miss out on a pullback because there's always gonna be something else, right? Or even wait for the next pullback. But let the market come to you. That's what is very important in trading, because if you get too emotional, you get wrecked. You know, and that's happened to me too before. You know, those lessons you have to learn firsthand. You know, you have to learn those firsthand. But Polygon's looking good. Bitcoin's looking good. I did expect, I think I live streamed right when I was finishing live stream, it had a little bit of a pullback, but right now we are looking still pretty good. We are still trading within this channel. That's what I'm saying. Let's zoom in a little bit. But we are in this big macro downtrend. This is a descending channel. And if we do come back up, we are going to be retesting this as support, because this is very critical right here. Look, this whole area, just bunch of resistance. We didn't even get to hit this top part, which I knew was going to be even more of a downtrend. Once we didn't have the momentum and we just had consolidation here, I knew that, you know, the price was weak and we were going to come down here to these lower areas, either down to this level or this level. So, but now we had a nice W. We're breaking out. You know, we started the breakout, but we're just waiting for the retest to continue on further, probably hitting this top area resistance around 39,000, and that's also exactly where my price target is for the W pattern as well, 39K. And if you're just joining the live stream, remember to type in the comment section below if you want me to check out any altcoins. But right now we're just checking Bitcoin. On the 4 hourly, we are overbought, so we are expect some sideways trading to a little bit of a downtrend until we retest and then come back up further. So that's what it's looking like for Bitcoin right now. But still, really good, really nice move. You know, that's why it's always important to draw areas of support, right? Because these are perfect times right here. This right here, right here, right here, right here, right here. These are all areas where I placed longs. So I placed longs in all these areas. Well, not these three, but this one for sure, this one, and these two as well. So I placed longs here. The reason why I didn't place them in the first one is because I was just waiting to see. Remember, it's always good to wait. You know, don't feel like the market is leaving you behind and you're going to be missing out on gains, because look at all these other opportunities, right? If you zoom out, there's so many different opportunities right here. If you look at the lows and the highs, just great opportunities. So don't feel like you're missing out, because there's always going to be that next big trade, and that next big trade could be the biggest one you've done. All right. Can we see Beans? Yeah, he's chilling over there. So I'll bring him out when he comes over here in this area. But yeah, so it's looking good for Bitcoin. We're finally, I don't think we're out of the woods just yet. I mean, we are going to be facing a lot of resistance. Yeah, there's a lot of noise here. Let me get rid of all this stuff. Okay, yeah, so we are above a bunch. Remember I had that bullish cross I was talking about yesterday that we're about to do a bull cross? So we did it, and now we're moving up, you know? So what I expect is a retest of either this level and then this level and then coming up. It's probably just like somewhere like this and then movement up. This could be, the reason why I'm just a little bit cautious of a retrace is because if we zoom in here too, this is the 4 hourly chart, but if we look at the 1 hourly, it's a little bit more apparent. So if you guys are familiar with Elliott wave theory, let me know in the comments below if you're familiar with it. But basically the principle is impulse movements of price, right? So usually what happens is a group of, of either traders or bots or whatever, they see that there's a move to the upside. And so they wait for a retest. They wait for a pullback. And this is the first pullback. So Elliott waves are in 5 waves. So there's the first initial wave, which is a big wave. Then a pullback. That's the second wave. Then the third wave is the biggest impulse move. So it's usually going to be bigger than the first wave. And then we have a pullback. And then we have our 5th and final wave. And that's usually going to be either, it can't be bigger than the second wave. So you have this type of pattern right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So can we look at Crow? Yeah, we'll look at Crypto.com and Cardano. So yeah, so that's why I'm saying this is our first wave. Let's even take all this other stuff out. This is our first wave. This is our second wave. And this is our third wave. So we do, after every 5th wave, we are going to be seeing some sideways trading. And those are usually called ABCD patterns. And ABCD patterns, we can see it right here. So what do we see in ABCD pattern? So, right, like 1, A, B, C, D, and even can go to E. And then once we have that crazy pattern like this is called the consolidation pattern or reversal pattern. Then we start getting our Elliott waves happen again. So that's what I'm saying. We are going to be going in for some sort of ABCD pattern. So A, B, D, A, B, C, D, E, and then we're going to be moving up again. And usually those consolidation patterns are what you know as bear and bull patterns, like the triangles, the falling wedges, the ascending wedges. Those are ABCD patterns. They have that wave. But yeah, so let's look at Crypto.com. Let's look at Crypto.com. Last time I checked, Crypto.com was doing pretty good. Last night, let's see where it's at right now. Okay, so Crypto.com is right now it's testing the 1 hourly 21-day moving average. So not very significant because it's just a 1 hourly. So expect a slight bounce. So we can expect a slight bounce right here because it held it right there perfectly. If you can see that, let me zoom in more. Yeah, so it held perfectly. We did almost touch my area of resistance. That was a bunch of resistance back here. So like I said before, we're going to come up here to this level and then come back down to retest. And we did that. We actually were just 0.002 away from my line that I drew. And remember, guys, I'm just drawing this line by looking at the past, right? Looking at the past, take all this stuff away, and just noting everywhere where we've seen a lot of resistance. So right here, support, right? And I just drew it further and perfectly we hit that target. We moved from here, I think it was right here at this point, and now it's a little bit up higher. So, and it's been retracing a little bit. So I do expect it to come and retest this downward resistance at around 11 cents exactly. And then we can come back up. We could be creating some sort of head and shoulders, even though it's kind of a janky one, right? If we do come back down here and it tests this blue box, that would be the beginning of the last shoulder right here, the very low here. So if I was trading this, I could potentially wait for it to come back down here, and then ride it up here and either sell here for a profit or wait for it to come back up because this is a big pattern, you know. But either way, W pattern looks like it already did hit that target. So the target for the W pattern was, we'll take this one right here. Actually, we'll take a little bit right there. So from our breakout, boom, exactly right there. So nice reversal move. Now we're trading in this area again. So it's looking good. I expect us to trade a little bit further in this area between 10.108 cents to almost 12 cents. And then from there, we can make a nice move to the upside, like a big, nice move. This actually also could be, I was thinking probably maybe like a descending triangle. A descending triangle has a downward sloping resistance and then a horizontal support. And this looks kind of like a fake out. And if you guys don't really know what I'm talking about, this is what I'm talking about. So it makes this big old triangle, and then you think the price is going to come back down here and break down, but the price actually comes back into the triangle and moves the opposite direction. So that's what it's kind of actually looking like right now, because we had this big, you know, descending triangle. We broke down, retest, and then came back up. You know, we came back up and we're pushing on further, and we're right behind the apex. So right before the apex, my bad. Right before the apex here. So it's pretty intense. But I am definitely seeing crypto.com at least come back up here to retest this big old macro golden pocket at around 13 cents. And then from there, we have all this resistance to break through. We have a lot of work to do for crypto.com. And then also we can see kind of like a, yeah. So it's just looking like this descending triangle was a fake out. We're moving back up, coming back up to retest this area of support of resistance at the golden pocket between 13 cents and 14 cents. Let's look at Cardano. Let's see. Yeah, let's take a look. We'll look at SHIBA too right after we look at Cardano. And it says, do you think that others are using the same model you are and enough people are trading with this info to make it happen? Curious that it works out this way. Yes, a lot of people are using this, and the people that use it the most or that have the most success for this are the robots, are the algorithms, because they are the ones that indicate the market price. We aren't actually following the moves of a lot of retail traders. What we're doing is we're following the moves of a lot of algorithms and these bots, trading bots. I know it's been very popular, and that's how most of the trading is done, is through bots. And they have all this information here combined. So I don't have a trading bot, but one of my one of these indicators I have does have a buy and sell signal. And I mean, I don't use it. I used to use it a lot more, like as a crutch when I was first time trading, but now I don't use it really at all. I'll turn it on here once in a while. Like I haven't used it in like weeks, to be honest, but you know, they could be pretty useful. Like you see right here, it says sell, right? And the way it does this and takes all this stuff into consideration is it looks at the patterns, it looks at the moving averages, it looks at the volume, right? We're having descending volume, so that means that the momentum of the price moving to the upside is getting lower and lower. So all these algorithms and bots, they're all working against the average retail trader. That's why it's so important to do your own research, right? Find out any fundamental news, because that can just wash away any sort of technical analysis. You know, the sentiment of the market does have a lot of sway, and that's why we saw the GameStop stuff, because even at the end of the day, the robots are going to have a lot of success, consistent success trading, right? Even if it's small fractions, right? Because they all add up. But at the end of the day, what makes the market move are the retail traders, right? Everybody rushing in, having a short squeeze, GME going up thousands of %, right? People turn into millionaires. That's all that stuff. That happens from retail traders. But robots and the trading bots come in, and they do have the most success because they know how to read the patterns. They know when to get out, they know when to sell, and they know when to buy, and that moves the market as well. So we have big whales using the bots. We have retail traders that can do short squeezes. So that's why you have to take that all into consideration. But a lot of people are using the same thing that I use, right? They draw the charts and they just wait. They wait, they find a good entry, and then they know when to sell, because they know when you're coming into resistance, that's a good time to sell. That's what happened to me all the time too, was when I first started trading, it's like, oh, it could go higher, it can go higher. But just realize resistance is resistance. And the more time you see it as support in the past, that's gonna be really strong resistance in the future. So a lot of people are using the same thing that I'm using. You know, they're using moving averages, patterns, supply and demand, which is basically just my blue boxes, which means I see price moving far away from the blue box very quickly, and then and then coming to the blue box very quickly. So that's supply and demand, right? People are waiting for those good moments, and that's why we do see such crazy movement, is because a lot of people are doing the same thing. So that's why it gets more predictable, right? It gets more predictable. Let's see. Let's take a look at Cardano. Then I'll take a look at Smith William. I'll take a look at SHIBA too, because SHIBA is doing some good things, man. SHIBA's doing some good things. So what was I doing? Yeah. So every other trader that's experienced, they do use all these things that I'm using. Remember, the more things you use, the better your analysis is, but not too much, because you can get clouded. So it's kind of like a nice middle ground between too much information and not enough, right? Let's look at Cardano. So Cardano ran right into my resistance, like just perfectly, man. Like it's so good to see, you know. It's so nice to see these confirmations happen in real time. But yeah, so when was this? So this was in the morning time, around 12 hours ago. We ran right into it. So that's why I was saying I would have placed a long right down here, right here, when we found nice support, confirmed it. So we broke down here, and we don't know if we're actually gonna keep going down further or not, right? So this is what happens. This is my logic of thinking. So it goes down here below this price, but we saw some nice wicks to the downside, meaning the price went all the way down here to $1.20, right? It went down to $1.19. And this is just 3 days ago. Went down to $1.19, but came all the way back up and held this area right here. Held it. It held that support. We came up, came back down. This is the retest. So this is the perfect entry point right here, the retest. I mean, you could get a way better entry and get more gains here from this lower area, but you don't know for sure if it's going to keep going down or come right back up, right? So always the retest, and the retest here in this area would be right here. That's the retest. Perfectly came back down to this $1.24 area, and then boom, shot up. And then the area where I was saying I could take profit, either right here, right, to $1.31, or right here to this bigger area of supply and demand. Like I said, back up here to $1.41 it went up to. So from here, my position, up to here, that's a 6% move, and I usually trade on 7x leverage. That's a 42% gain right there in just a day, right? 42% of whatever you put in. It's pretty good. And then up here to this area, 13 or 14% almost, even higher. It went up here, so like 14%. So 14 times 7, what is that? That's 98% move if you're trading with leverage. That's almost doubling whatever you put in, right? So these are all great areas to either take profit, but you know the blue box can be very strong resistance, so you know the price is going to be bouncing off, you know. And then you can wait down here, wait for the retest here at $1.33, come in, and then boom, if you either can hold on to here this blue box, or it might get rejected again and then come up again. So there's always going to be opportunities to get in on trades, and I think that's the main takeaway for this live stream, is there's always going to be opportunities. And I just want to say that because I know everyone's excited right now because Bitcoin is pumping, a lot of altcoins are recovering, but just keep that in the back of your mind, you know. I mean, if you're holding, doesn't even matter, right? Just hold. The price is going to go up eventually. That's what I'm doing with that trading strategy, is buying and holding, dollar cost averaging. I'm dollar cost averaging the dips. But when it comes to day trading or swing trading, know where the supply and demand is, right? Know where the price moves far away from and where it goes right into. Those two things can help you a lot. That's why these blue boxes are so sacred right now. Let's look at another one. Let's look at SHIBA. Yeah, let's look at SHIBA. But what I see for Cardano is retesting this blue box yet again. So we do see a strong resistance at $1.42 to $1.39. All right. So I do see it coming back down here to $1.33, then making its way back up. But this W pattern is almost complete, We just need it. The way I know this W pattern is going to be confirmed is if we start trading here within the blue box and then moving away from it. That's how I know I'm going to be making this big macro pattern confirmed, right? This big W. And the price target for that would be right here. Right around here at this previous high too, it lines up. So that's what I always like doing too, is when I see a price target, I see if there's other resistance near it too, because that could also potentially play a role. But I see it going back to $1.60. So that's awesome too. Definitely awesome. And we see a lot of resistance coming here at $1.60 as well. Right. Let me just take away this stuff. Right here, right here. Oh, wait, let me expand this blue box too. Yeah, so $1.60 is very well in the cards for Cardano. See? Blue box, resistance, break away from it. And now we can definitely, from this W pattern, come back up and retest it again. Pretty exciting. So I'm going to be waiting for, if I were to trade Cardano right now, I would be waiting for $1.33, waiting if it holds, right? Because we can always come back down here too and make another pattern, because these patterns aren't concrete. They can just be forming another pattern, right? W's can turn into M's. M's can turn into W's. W's can turn into triangles. It's always about just constantly watching and seeing what happens. Guys, if you're just tuning in, make sure to like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. But let's take a look at SHIBA right now. And if you have any questions about anything I'm talking about, or if you want me to look at an altcoin, leave it in the comments down below too. The bull market. Yep, the bull market is, we're making a slight comeback, and a lot of people are getting really excited, you know. I am one of them. I'm getting very excited. I mean, I knew this was going to happen already. I mean, I knew the bull market's not over. There's just too many bullish news. But, But yeah. Okay, so SHIBA, I've been charting this for quite some time now. So we have a lot of good information here. And the cool part about it, about SHIBA right now, is we can even do a blue box right here too. Is there's not that much resistance left to break. There's not that much resistance left to break. So we can use this as another blue box. Right, and we can even, this is a pretty big blue box. I can probably make it back down to here. And I can just add this as some more resistance. Right there. Probably cut this in half too. Okay, so for SHIBA, where did we go up to? We went up to 9. Okay. And then 10 is this area. So 10 is really strong resistance. So where does 10 start? Right here. So this is another area. So we hit 10 perfectly almost. came back down. Now we're just retesting. We're retesting this area of resistance. So this huge like channel thing that we've been going over, this descending resistance, is going to get another retest, and then from there we can move on further. ETH. Yes, ETH is doing good too. Let's see here. Watch Matic. Yeah, Matic's doing pretty good. I was saying that dollar entry point was a pretty good entry point for Matic, and AMP is birthing for the first time. I'm holding all of my crypto. I am upside down in most of them because I got into crypto at the beginning of February, so I'll be waiting for the long term. I am buying the dips a little bit. Yeah, that's all you can do. And another good thing to do is also set some money aside just for buying the dips, you know. The worst thing is seeing your portfolio go down and also not having enough money to buy dips, right? That's why I also have some money set aside just so I can buy some dips. But yeah, no, SHIBA is looking pretty good. We can even so there's also a button here if you guys are new to trading here. Oops. Okay. So I'm just drawing this channel just so you can kind of see how it's lined up. But yeah, SHIBA's looking good. It's just a back testing this this descending channel. Hold on. Yeah. There you go. Oh, kind of janky. Why is it not letting me? It's annoying. There you go. Oh, it's not letting me move. Whatever, I'll just delete this. But you know, you get what I'm saying. It's a descending channel. If I move this actually a little bit more, right? We can even do that. This actually makes a little bit more sense. So really nice oscillation. That's what you want to see. And sometimes just don't get frustrated if you see a certain pattern not look perfect, because we do have lots of fake outs in here. But this is looking really nice. It's looking really nice. You just see how like the price is just bouncing between this top yellow and this bottom yellow line. And right now we're breaking out of that yellow line again. So what I do expect, hopefully we come back down here to 8. And if we solidify 8 as nice support, we're definitely going back up here to 10, you know, and retesting this area of support, either trading within it and then continue on further, or coming back down and just retesting, but still slightly coming back up. So SHIB is looking really good. You know, the AMA did help, and we're having a nice move. You know, I did tell my viewers last night when I was doing the thing, to expect a little bit of a pullback, and we are having that right now. And that's always just common when we do have massive moves. We have to have a pullback, because if you don't have a pullback within these big moves like this, you're gonna definitely crash and lose all the momentum. Like if we went straight back like this right here, this is a perfect example. We went straight up, breaking this resistance, no pause, no nothing. We did this in one 4-hourly candle. So within 4 hours, we went from 0.7 to 0.0, or no, not 0.7, but 7 to 10, right? So we moved, how much did we move? We moved 45% in 4 hours. That's not sustainable, right? We want sideways action. We want nice movement, but not too fast, or else we're gonna have big crashes. And we went all the way back down. We went down 15% right after that, right? The next candle, we went all the way down to 0.00008. That's prime example. So like I was saying last night, I'm like, we're already breaking up, but expect a slight pullback. And if you're trading, that can be a great time to come in and then place your trade to the next move up. Yep. So we're watching Matic, right? So buying the dips. Yep, that's also good. Thank you, Kobe. Appreciate it. Holochain, we can take a look at that right now. That's the bear market for SHIBA, about to change. Look at Matic on G. Okay. The red wick. Yeah, so we just took a look at Matic. We'll take a look at it right now. Just so I can just kind of relay what we were talking about. Whoa, what is this? Here, let me delete this. Yep. So Matic, we did find. Is this the one I was using? I had another Matic over here. Hold on, everybody. Oh, right here. This is my other one. Okay, so I have two. But yeah, like I said, Matic is coming down, retesting this area. Oops. So it just has to hold a 0.382. It is coming back down. So it has to hold that $1.16 to continue on further. But if we do not see that hold, we do see $1.14 as the next area of resistance. Or of support. My bad. Of support. But yeah, so we had really strong resistance here at $1.20. So we're going to be doing some sideways trading. Hopefully it holds. And then we're going to come back up. But we do see very low selling volume. So not that much selling volume compared to buying volume. So that's also a good thing. That's a good thing. It beat that. It's going to 125. Yeah, definitely 125 was pretty strong resistance, so it can definitely come back up and retest that, because we saw it coming to 125 right here and almost here at this high. So this is pretty strong resistance. So yeah, can definitely come back down here. If it holds 0.382, great. We can see another leg up, possibly even further to this area of $1.32. And then also this macro bullish W pattern here. The price target would be back up here to at $1.44. Yeah, so in the next, I'm saying, I'm definitely saying that July is gonna be a very bullish month. Very bullish month. Let's look at which one now. Let's look at ONG. Yeah, ONG. Is that ontology gas? Yeah, ontology. Wow. Okay. All right. Oops. Okay, this is a, what the hell? This is a crazy chart. This is so weird. Okay. Yeah, let's take a look at this. This is funny. All right, so I do see this downward sloping resistance here. And I see some areas of support that we need to look out for. So like this, area of support. This one's area of support. Previous highs are always going to be good areas of resistance too. So I drew that there. And now let's zoom out a bit. Right here is good resistance. I can look on the daily. It'll be a little bit easier to spot areas where the price does not go towards and just like bounces off. So right around here, right? And that's also kind of like halfway through this and this one that I drew. So we're getting into strong resistance here at the 87-cent level. And if we do manage to hold that, this area right here is going to be also really strong resistance at $1. Very, very strong psychological resistance. $1 is like, come on, 2 zeros. All right. But this would have been a great time to buy right here because we were very oversold on the RSI. And this is the daily chart, meaning it has a lot of significance. Remember, the bigger the time frame, the more significance you're going to get. Guys, if you're just joining right now, make sure to like and subscribe. Hit that like button. We do see that there's some viewers right now, so let's get those likes going. It really helps me out a lot. And if you appreciate the content, you appreciate this free info that I'm giving out, one way you can support the channel is by liking the stream. But yeah, ontology is looking like very strong resistance coming up at $1. And here, if we hold this 87-cent level, that can lead us to trading within this range again. But as of right now, if we do get a rejection, we are going to be coming back down here and trading within these levels until we get the confirmation that we broke this downwards resistance right here. But let's look at our moving average and see what we got going on too. All right, so we are getting that resistance here we did almost have a death cross where the 21 days, so this is a bear cross, 21 days moving between the 50-day moving average, right? So it's going through here, and then we were about to have a death cross when the yellow goes through the red, but we did have a nice bounce because of this huge move to the upside. I'm guessing there's some big news on ontology. I haven't looked into the fundamentals news about it, but let's look on the 4 hourly so you can see what exactly is going on. But yeah, having that bull cross. So I expect this to actually trade sideways from right now because this is a very big wick to the upside, and it actually, yeah, see, it went up almost to that dollar psychological level. And the reason why it doesn't get to that dollar, because I'm saying it's very strong resistance. Well, if it's very strong resistance, why don't we at least touch it or get to it, right? Well, the reason why is because everyone knows it's going to be very strong resistance. So what do you do when you know that at a dollar it's going to sell, like it's going to drop? Well, I'll place my bet. I'll place my sell order at 98 cents. Or I'll place it at 97 cents or 96 just to be extra sure that I get that sell and I don't lose my gains. So that's what you see. That's why you see it only go up to 96 cents, and then the market gets fearful that's going to come back down. They know that there's going to be very strong resistance ahead, and we see that price drop. So like I said in SHIBA, when we saw that big old candle, right, in just one 4 hourly candle, it went up like 30-40%. We're probably going to see that happen here with ontology, but we'll probably come back down here to this area of support at around, where is that? 75 cents, 76 cents. All right. And that's perfectly aligning with this red 200-day moving average, meaning that we're going to come back down, retest this area. And by that time, this is going to come in as some good dynamic support as well. And then we're going to move on further. All right. But crazy move for ontology. We're up 33%. That's crazy. And we're very, very, very overbought here on the ontology. So not financial advice, but I would not be jumping in right now. These are big old warnings for me. These big wicks, especially how big the wick is almost 50% of the candle, which is crazy. Meaning the 50% of the move is already back down here below. Let's see. Yeah, 50% to the upside. Crazy. Let's see. Let's look at more stuff. Oh, SHIBA didn't beat. We're gonna... All right, we'll take a look at AMP, and then we'll take a look at BitTorrent. Let's take a look at AMP right now. All right, so for AMP, okay, so we are trading within this golden pocket. It's very critical that we hold this golden pocket and move on further, because if we don't, this, like I said before, W's can turn into M's and M's can turn into W's very, very easily. Very easily. And this is why I say that, because look, this was a W, right? But we got a huge rejection. I'm like, all right, so what happened? This W, now it turned into a big ol' M, right? Reversal to the downside. We hit that target perfectly. And now, what it's looking like right now is, okay, we have another W, right? We have another W forming. This is the neckline right here at 6 cents. But if we get in this, we have this pretty big candle, right? Let's just take a look at reading candles, because I haven't really focused on reading candles too much. But what we have here is we have a nice bullish engulfing pattern candle, right? Meaning the price can go up. But right after that, we got another candle right here, and we call these like spinning tops or indecision candles, where the wick and the bottom wick, these are called wicks, right? The top wick and the bottom wick are equal, they're even, and from there, it's an indecision candle, meaning it can go either way. It can go up or down, but after you see it from a bullish engulfing candle, it's more likely to go to the downside. And then we saw this huge wick to the downside. Now we're literally just trading within this golden pocket. It's crazy. We were trading within this almost 6 cent range to that 6 cent range, 5, 8 to 6. And that's how you know we're going to make a really big move coming soon. And the way I got this golden pocket was by using my fib levels. So I just did a swing high to swing low. Right here. Swing high, actually. Swing high to swing low. And yeah, so I got this big old golden pocket. We broke down from it, made like a huge W reversal pattern, came back up. It hit all my price targets from just putting it from the swing high to swing low. And now we're just trading above it again. So if we don't hold onto this level, we're going to come back down here to 5 cents. But if we hold onto it, we have 0.067 cents as resistance next. And then from there, we can hit our W pattern and make it move our way up. But yeah, like I said, look, we have really strong resistance. So we got rejected from the 21, the 50, and the 200. So that's why the price is going down. So it's more likely that this is going to be going down. It's going to be coming back down here to retouch these levels of support at 5 cents. All right. Let's see. Let's look at BTT now. Guys, are you just joining right now? Remember, hit that like button. I'm going to be jumping off in like 5 minutes because I got to go do something. But I will be back on tonight, and I'll be making a SHIBA video if you're a SHIBA subscriber, all right? Because I know I have a lot of SHIBA subscribers, and I'm sorry that I haven't been posting a bunch of videos, but I'm going to be talking about the SHIBA swap AMA. I'm looking at some critical questions that they answered, some, key stuff to look at. For which one are you talking about, Colby? Which coin? For ontology or AMP? I'll look at BTT Smith right now. Nice. BTT is looking pretty good. It's retesting, so it's in the middle of retesting, but we still already have a really big bullish wick. So the price went all the way down here and came back up. So I expect it to come back a little bit further down, right down to 0.0027. So not much further down, just because I wanted to come and retest this area of support at, this area of resistance at 0.0027. But we do have that bullish cross, and we are having it as support too. So this is just looking like a retest. And we also do have very low selling volume right here. Let's see if I can. Oh, oops. Yeah, so we do have very low selling, and we have so much buying volume here. So the buying volume is good. The selling volume is just coming back down, but I do see that we are from this W pattern. We can definitely use it as support here, and then moving on further. The W pattern, let's take a look at where the price target would be if we do complete this, confirm it. So I'm just going to take, the higher low just to be conservative, right? Because technically it's from the bottom, from the top of the neckline for the W to the bottom of the low. But I'm not going to be using this low because this is a very big low, right? So I'm going to be more conservative and use the higher low, this one right here. And moving it up here to the breakout target would put it at around 3 cents. And 3 cents is pretty strong psychological resistance, so we do expect a rejection at that point. But 3 cents is a good move, right? So 0.00318. So that would be a move of almost 18%. All right, almost 18%. But it's looking good. It's looking good so far. Yeah, for which altcoin, Colby? Which one are you talking about? For Bitcoin? But like you said, I mean, all these altcoins are having nice reversals, but also there's some that are stronger than others, Oh, wow. Okay, cool. Yep. All right, so Bitcoin is coming back down. Look, back down below 35. So I do expect this to hold around 35,500. All right, if we break the 35,500, then we're going to be coming back down here and testing 35K, which we broke out of yesterday. So 35K, coming back down here, and then we get that big old move to the upside. But that's what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. That's what's looking like for Bitcoin. All right, everybody. I'm gonna be hopping off. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember, hit that like button if you haven't already, but I really appreciate everybody coming in. The DXY is pumping. That is also why we are seeing this slight pullback with Bitcoin. Wow. Okay, when did this happen? Okay, so we have this big old pump. We've been, oh no, okay. Yeah, no, this is looking like it could make another move. If we get rejected from here and come back down, because the DXY, for those of you that are new, the DXY is inversely correlated with Bitcoin, meaning if Bitcoin is pumping, the DXY is dumping, and the DXY is the dollar index, so the strength of the dollar, the US dollar, and if the dollar is pumping, Bitcoin is dumping. So right now it's pumping. So that's why we're seeing a overall slight pullback in the whole crypto market. This makes perfect sense. Hopefully we don't make a cup and handle pattern. Cup and handle patterns are just like how the name suggests. You have like this big old circle, then you have a smaller circle, kind of looks like a W, but it looks more like a cup, and this is the handle right here. And once we break through that, the breakout target would be the top of the neckline to the bottom of the handle or the cup, and you place it right here. So a big old move to the upside, and that's what's looking like. But if it doesn't, if it gets rejected and we come back below this area, we come back down below, come here, we also make an M pattern, a reversal M. See, that's what I'm saying. It can always make just a bunch of different patterns, and the only way that you can stay on top of that is by constantly looking and checking or setting alerts, doing all that stuff. What time? Probably around midnight PST. Yeah, PST. So like around in like 5-6 hours, you know. But yeah. So, and if I don't come on, I will be here tomorrow early in the morning. All right, because I'll probably be here around 12 PC Pacific Standard Time. I don't know why I can't say that. Yeah. So be on the lookout for that. But I will be posting on my YouTube. What is it? Like the little post that you did, like the writing in text and stuff. So I'll do updates maybe an hour or two before I start streaming, just to give you guys more of a heads up, you know. Where is Bean? Beans is sleeping over here. Let me go get him real quick, just so y'all can say bye to him. Okay. Oh, there you go. Say hi to him. There's Beans. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for coming in, joining on the stream. Appreciate it. I'll see you guys later.